This is why Paul says to Athens, by the way, God's proved it by raising Jesus from the dead. So it all hangs on the resurrection. If the resurrection is true and Jesus is alive, you better worship him and you better listen to him. I'd tell you, you'd be listening to me in a different way if I'd been dead yesterday. You would, wouldn't you? You know, I mean, literally, if you'd have seen me dead, you know, in some hospital bed, and then in a mortuary, and then in a funeral director's office, and you'd all seen me, and then I turned up here today, speaking, you'd be listening pretty carefully now. Because it's staggering. Well, that's what happened here, you see. Jesus was dead, actually really dead. Stone cold, dead. Dead in a tomb, dead and buried, dead. Dead. He didn't faint, he wasn't sort of slightly uncomfortable, he didn't swoon, he, didn't wasn't having a bad day. He was dead. I think you've got that. And then 3 days later, he's undead. Because you can't keep a good man down. He's alive, risen from the dead. The resurrection is true. He set the day when he'll judge the world, this is verse 31, with justice by the man, Jesus, he has appointed. And he's given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead. This is the second time this weekend the word proof has occurred. It occurs in chapter 1, verses 1 to 11, we looked at last night. Here's Dr. Luke keen to tell us this is not some fly-by-night thing with an invented fairy story. Jesus really is alive. It's not a trick. It's true. So he's given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead. When they heard about the resurrection of the dead, some of them sneered. Others said, we want to hear you again on this subject. Interesting that. Some sneered. Some wanted to hear him again. At that, Paul left the council, and some of the people became followers of Paul and believed. Among them was Dionysius, who was a member of the council. Great, an MP was converted early off the bat there in Athens. That was great. And also a woman named Damaris, and a number of others who Luke clearly can't quite remember. Who they also the church. And really, Linton Church is this conglomerate of people in this room right now, and those who came this morning and last night and will come tomorrow, and those who are away for the weekend and others. It's all of us who name Linton as a church, and wherever we are, we're missionary ambassadors for God. If I had my way, I would rip out all the pews in the church as they are now. Now you're all thinking, oh, he's a real rebel, he's going to put chairs in. No, man, you miss out, you miss the point. I'd keep the pews, I might not, but I'd keep the pews, and I'd turn them all round, so that the whole congregation faced out that way. And that you didn't see Chris at all when he preached, which might be a blessing. And I didn't mean that.
I'm glad there wasn't around there.
No, there was no one. Nobody ever thinking it. No. So, all the pews are facing that way. Chris preaches, and all the time he's preaching, you've got your Bible in one hand and you're looking out that door. Because actually what matters is where we're headed, doesn't it? Out that door, sharing God's love with all that we've heard, ministering. And so if we do it like this, it looks like we're spectators, doesn't it? And to be fair, there is a sense in which you're watching something happen, a performance tonight. A performance on the keyboard, a performance of preaching and speaking and so on. But it's a mistake to think of church like that. That's why I would love to turn the chairs around the other way. And so God's calling us to be the church in this different way. And what I long to see is some big plaque on the wall here with every single member of the church on it, their picture as well if you want, and a line, a piece of string or a piece of wool or something like that to the local school where they're teaching, to the local doctor's surgery where they're working, to the local factory, to the local home where they're a housewife, to the place where they exercise their motherhood of their children. Because I think every single member of the church is a missionary, which is the church facilitating all of us to be missionary agents wherever we happen to be. And so the church has to be turned inside out. And instead of thinking about the church doing evangelism, we have to think about how in this community, all of us, as our lines cross, by walking out and going to the bus stop and going to the shop and going to the bank or going to wherever, how in those lives the life of Christ goes with us and how we can be his agents wherever we are. Nobody but nobody can do what God called you to do in this community, nobody else. And it's a magnificent opportunity to look out and to say, God, give us some things to do, but the right things. Most local churches do too many things not very well, and should do less things better.
I lost my shame.